Fantasy Footballers Sunday Live.
What's up, everybody? Oh, brother. Welcome to the Week 13 edition, subscription, whatever it is. It's Sunday Live. It's me, Mike, the Fantasy Hitman Wright from the Fantasy Footballers Podcast. Thank you for joining me. I hope y'all had a fantastic and wonderful holiday break. I'm joined by Papa Josh. Papa Josh, Turkey Day went okay?
It went great, man.
Yeah?
I'm still full.
Still?
I'm eating those leftovers.
Did you go thirds? You go quattros?
I've been doing ham and stuffing for the last like 3 days.
Gross. But I hope everyone had a fantastic time. Seriously, enjoyed the time off. It was really weird to have like 2 days in a row right now for us as we are nearing the end of the marathon. But we're making that push, that playoff push. And we got some big time games going on. Look, Sunday Night Football. We'll see. We'll see what's going on. But if you've never joined us before, here's how it works. We break down the big news of the day. We take a look at thefantasyfootballers.com. Well, not the website, but we take a look at your start-sit decisions because we have a start-sit tool for you. It's free. Just jump on. Not right now because you're paying attention to this incredible video program, but start-sit tool on thefantasyfootballers.com, and then we track who are the trending players because each and every week there are a few guys that really stand out as weighing this or that. If you are a beautiful, fine supporter of this podcast at jointhefoot.com, you get access to a whole bunch of really cool tools like a 4-player start-sit tool and the ultimate dashboard, which is custom tailored to your team, can sync your teams, do a whole bunch of really cool stuff. Waivers on Tuesday based off of your leagues, some spot starts. Again, really powerful, and you get to help support this show. You get an extra podcast every week, tons of cool stuff. But anyways, that start-sit tool. It's available for free right now if you want that. And then we jump into your questions. Oh, we got a lot of big things to talk about, so let's go.
The big picture.
All right. I think none larger than the decision by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence is going to play. How well can he play? I don't know. Is it better than Mac Jones? Quite possibly. But he is dealing with a shoulder problem. He will be hopefully protecting himself, and hopefully he has a lot of the the happy juice from the team doctors there, giving him as much numbing as possible. So yeah, that'll be fun. I'm sure the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to come up in our Who's Hot segment. Brock Purdy is expected to play. If you are paying attention to like DraftKings Sportsbook or, over-unders, those types of things, you might be surprised, like I was, to find that the 49ers are tied with the Carolina Panthers as the biggest dogs of the day. 6.5 point was the last thing that I saw. Yeah, right now the Bills are projected to win, or they're favorites, I should say, by 6.5 points. That's wild stuff. I know the 49ers are missing some players, but Brock Purdy should be back, so maybe with that combined with the weather, I don't know. It's a strange situation up there in Buffalo. Running back, never fear. Breece Hall is here. He's going to play. That was weird, man. That was really weird. Coming off of the bye week, giving us all that jump scare right there right before Turkey Day. Tajay Spears will be playing for the Tennessee Titans. He did clear concussion protocol. So the Tony Pollard extravaganza. Look, Pollard's a good player. He'll be the leader, but this will definitely eat into his workload. J.K. Dobbins, it felt like a ticking time bomb. It was a ticking time bomb for the Los Angeles Chargers. He was put on the IR. I don't always have a stash, but I'm saying it like it's a segment, but my official stash of the day. Oh, gosh, I wonder if I got him. Let's find out, everybody. No, I did not get him. Gosh darn it. Kamani Vidal-Sassoon. Look, I was not into him like Draft Twitter was. There's a section of humans out there in fantasy football that love Kamani Vidal, but with JK on the IR, I think that if he's on your waiver wire right now, you should go pick him up just in case. Austin Eckler also placed on the IR. The Washington situation is wild. Brian Robinson back after what it looked like his leg got absolutely shattered in 3 places. But he's back, so the Jeremy McNichols hopeful spot start breakout campaign, that's pretty much it's not dead in its tracks. I won't go that far because McNichols will split snaps, I believe, with Brian Robinson. We'll see how effective Robinson could be. So that is like the McNichols start, though, is not – it's not a good probability. Not right now. At the wide receiver position, Pop Douglas will play for the Patriots. Alec Pierce, who was looking kind of doubtful there for a bit in the middle of the week for the Colts, he is going to play, which – not that you're playing Pierce, but that's great news for Anthony Richardson should you be forced into that situation because Josh Downs is out. Jalen Coker will be out for the Panthers. Cedric Tillman with the concussion protocol for the Cleveland Browns. Now, Devontae Smith is a game-time decision. He's an afternoon game. Brutal. Better be protecting yourself there. Have an option. Have an out. Keon Coleman is listed as questionable for the Buffalo Bills, while Dalton Kincaid has been marked out. Papa Josh, the computers, they're not too full on the tryptophan or whatever it's called.
Let me check real quick. Computer, how you doing?
Okay, that's good. That's good news. I wasn't sure if the turkey could slow down the computers or not. Let's go.
He's so hot right now.
All right, like I said, thefantasyfootballers.com. It's available for you, a start-sit tool, as this show can only touch on so many players. If you have a player that I did not get to, I apologize. I don't really apologize. I was trying to be nice. That's just niceties, everyone. I don't apologize. I can't talk about everybody, but you can go check that out. It's free right now. It's running. The rankings will be updated really close to kickoff as we just get everything that we possibly can. But you can go check that out. Anyways, players are trending. Papa Josh, who's trending?
Our boy Brian Thomas Jr.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I told you.
There's a lot of these, so we're going to hit a few of these for the
gosh.
people. The first one is Brian Thomas Jr. or Devontae Adams.
All right. So, Thomas, let me pull this up real quick because Thomas was okay the last time we saw him. Now, of course, that's Mac Jones. But 5 for 82. I mean, that was hot off the heels of a 2 for 6. Or no, I'm sorry, a 2 for 12, not 2 for 6. 2 for 12 and a 2 for 22. So I get the concerns here for Brian Thomas Jr. So playing him or Devontae Adams, that was the question. Adams against Seattle, which I guess I should mention here. We are in the midst of weather season. Nothing is too gloom and doom, even the Buffalo game, if you saw the videos that were coming out yesterday. I mean, you Buffalo people, y'all are savages, man. I don't know. I mean, I guess I live in a stupid, dumb desert that gets to be 110 degrees for 40 days straight in the summer, but I don't know how people function in that snow. However, they're getting it out of there. It's still going to be very cold, but I don't think that the game should be super affected. It's like there'll be some winds and some gusts. That's the big problem. These guys can play in the temperatures, but goodness gracious. Anyway, so Devontae Adams takes on Seattle. Now I remember. I pivoted that way because Seattle they're playing against the Jets, and it sounds like it's just cold and a little bit of sustained winds there, so nothing should really affect that. I would play Adams. Now, the targets will be there. If you listen to the Megalodon episode and made it all the way through that, number one, shout out to you for that self-punishment that you endured. But the targets have been there for Adams. I still prefer Garrett Wilson head-to-head. But the targets have definitely been there, 11, 13, 7. And I'll take that from Aaron Rodgers versus the fear of what could happen here for Trevor Lawrence in that shoulder. Because I'm not even talking about him being knocked out. I'm talking about Trevor Lawrence taking a hit and his shoulder hitting, and he's like, no, I'm going to play through it, because that's what these guys do. And then he's playing through with an even worse shoulder. That's my concern. All right, who's next?
Coach Speak says they're getting this guy involved today, Mike. So,
Oh, God. Are we talking Marv?
Yeah, we are. Marv or Brian Thomas Jr.?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Coach Speak Index, fantastic follow. Go check them out. Get on my level. This was me on Wednesday, everyone, when Marvin Harrison was my start of the week against the Minnesota Vikings. But shout out to head coach Gannon, who was being talked to today, and his words, we're going to get him going. The passing game is going to run through him. Is Jay Gannon a big fat liar to us all? We will find out today. But the matchup is it's there. The Minnesota Vikings are a very high-powered offense, and eventually they just give things up in the secondary. Running on them is extremely difficult. James Conner, shout out to James Conner getting that shmoney as an old man. James Conner remains a play. He's still a play for me, but there's reason to be concerned. But Marv, I'm going to fire him up. I'm going to trust the process of the matchup, what he has been able to do in certain games, and now we have – this is just icing, ladies and gentlemen. This Gannon talking about this doesn't change my opinion. This just emboldens me a little bit more, and we're hoping that a top 5 NFL pick can actually do something. Oh, my God, it's been so annoying. But, yeah, I'm going Marv over Brian Thomas.
All right. He's had some decent games the last few weeks. Calvin Ridley or Brian Thomas Jr.?
All right, so let me pull this thing up. So, Mr. riddle me this. The Tennessee Titans are 6-point dogs, but their implied team total is 19 points, so we're a sub 3-score team here. Don't necessarily love that, but oh man, that's a tough one. I'm gonna stick with Calvin Ridley though. I'm just gonna stay in that fire. Man, it's been long for everybody since football has happened. Thanksgiving week is so bizarre, but we're on a run here. 73, 84, 58, 93 yards. Nah, man, I'm gonna stay in that fire. I don't have like those weird quarterback variables, so give me Calvin Ridley. The defense matchup, I don't love it, but I'll play Calvin.
All right, moving to the running backs. Man, I love this one. Good luck with this. Bucky Irving or Chuba Hubbard?
You monsters. All right, Bucky gets the Carolina Panthers. We got, Bucky or Chuba? So they play each other. Goodness gracious. I'm going to go with Bucky. I'm going to take him against the Carolina Panthers. That one is, look, the Carolina, both should have fantastic weeks. So this is really, really difficult when you're picking between two high-end type of players like that. But the Tampa Bay Bucks are heavy favorites. Like I said, Carolina and San Francisco are the biggest dogs of the week. Tampa Bay sitting at a 26.5-point team implied total. I want in on that. Both him and Rachaad White are realistic options, but it should not surprise us here if Bucky Irving kind of takes off. You know, we had the bye week rookie bump. It's real. We talk about it all the time because it is in fact scientifically proven. We put it through the method. This thing is you can't stop the rookie bump after a bye week. But 18 opportunities, that would be his highest of the season. So he's really been trending in a fantastic direction. Talking about Bucky Irving, 16 or more opportunities in 3 of 4 games here. And the dude is just absolutely electric, and the matchup is there. I'm going to go Bucky by a small margin. This isn't like, oh, put Chuba down. No, it's Bucky by a little bit. Who's next?
All right, we got Tony Pollard or James Conner.
Ooh, gross. All right, back-to-back in my rankings. James Conner is one spot ahead. Like I said, Tajay Spears is in. The games where Tajay Spears has been healthy, it is more of a split. The Titans did tell the truth on that. Pollard is still the leader, so it's not a 50-50. But, man, James Conner, I mean, if you want to get narrative street, right, the matchup stinks for the ground game for the Arizona Cardinals. James Conner can still catch the ball. But here's the narrative for me. A ridiculously bad game last time we saw James Conner. I think it was 7 carries, 8 yards, something insane. And they totally went away from him, and it cost him the game. They give him a big bag of money. I don't know. That sounds like James Conner's going to get himself 15-plus opportunities in this matchup against the Minnesota Vikings, which this is, I mean, look, I know, must win. Everyone's in must wins right now, but the Cardinals really are in a spot where they have to keep pace with this division or it's going to fall apart real quick. I'm going to go James Conner here. James Conner over Tony Pollard. It's a really, really tough one. Back-to-back in my rankings, but I'm going to go Conner.
All right, battle of the flex starts here. Gus Edwards or Jaylen Warren?
Oh, my goodness gracious. All right, so the Chargers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Basically a pick-em type of a game. Who's the other one?
It's Gus? And Jaylen Warren.
Oh, Jaylen Warren. My guy, 10-point Warren, as he's known in the biz. Oh, man. So the Bengals-Steelers, that one is not a weathery game, but it's just one of the ones where we're paying attention to it because it's going to be so cold. I know Najee's been getting the ball a ton, and like for fantasy, it's working. But I mean, he's been back to that really inefficient Najee. 21 for 53, so 2.5 yards a carry, 3.5, 2.6. I'm gonna because Gus is in an okay spot where we would project that his volume will certainly rise here with the J.K. Dobbins injury. I'm not sure how much. And, you know, grinder versus backup who is more efficient. I'm going to go Jaylen Warren here. I think it's a tough call. I'm sure Jason would not do that because he is just a certified Jaylen Warren hater this season. But I would play Warren over Gus this week. It's tough because Gus could be 8 opportunities and 2 touchdowns, but I'm going to project a little bit more volume for Jaylen Warren here and a more efficient running back, so I'll stick with him.
All right, moving to the tight ends. Mike, our favorite tight end, Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill.
Or Cade Otton.
Oh, dude, I hate it here. I hate it. I don't have time to get into my Taysom Hill soapbox, but the dude's playing well. He doesn't make any sense. Cade Otton, like we said on the Megalodon, Cade Otton's kind of this line where it's like McBride, Kelsey, Hawkinson, Bowers, Kittle. These guys are all, for sure I'm playing those guys over Taysom Hill, even though it could end up being wrong once the production actually comes in. But those process-wise, those are the tight ends I'm going to play over him. And then Cade Otton is in this weird zone where I like Cade Otton this week. He was my start of the week, pointing out that the past 2 weeks, despite a bad game here from Cade Otton, he was mad. Those were 2 really bad tight end matchups, and the Tampa Bay Bucks could not overcome it despite Cade Otton needing to be more featured. Well, not needing to be because the Buccaneers are just the run game actually just took off this past game. If I have them both, I'm playing Taysom Hill. I'm going to go. I hate that. I'm gonna chase the points, man. The Rizzy McRister over there in New Orleans, they all love Taysom Hill, despite him being position agnostic and being old as dirt for a football player. I'm going to Taysom Hill. Gross. Next question. Moving on.
Well, we're not moving on yet, Mike, because we got another Taysom Hill one. It's Taysom Hill or George Kittle.
Yep. All right. Don't love the situation that George Kittle is in with things with it. Just like for the Niners, Trent Williams is their foundational left tackle. I believe he is out, which is affecting this line here. I would play Kittle, though. Oh, man. That's a really, really difficult one, but George Kittle has been just such a beast this year. I don't think I can sit it down. I have Kittle one spot behind Taysom right now, but I'm correcting that. I would play George Kittle. You can't sit that fire down. All right, who's next?
All right, we're moving into the quarterbacks. We've got Bo Nix or
All right.
Kyler Murray.
Ooh. Okay, so Bo Nix takes on the Cleveland Browns here. They are heavy favorites. I'd play Bo. I'll just stick this one out. It's Kyler. It's road Kyler. I honestly don't hate Kyler Murray this week. I hate what he's done to us all in our hearts and our emotions for fantasy football. I'm going to stay in the fire with Bo Nix here and trust that line.
All right, last one, and then we'll get to the people. Laser Mayfield or Joe Burrow?
How is this possible? All right. I mean, both top 6 plays for me. Joe Burrow in the temperature game against Russ and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh man! I mean, these are the two of the guys who are just on fire. I'm going to stick with Joe Burrow and his full allotment of weapons. Am I? It's a divisional game against the Steelers, so that definitely has risk. I think Laser's safer. Burrow has the higher upside to me this week, but because I don't like Chase Brown. Of course, you're playing Chase Brown because he's just been such a stud. But I'm saying I think the Steelers have a higher probability of slowing down Chase Brown than the Panthers do of slowing down the run game. That's what I talk about. We're ceiling, but Baker Mayfield is a safer play this week. So if you just want to be cozy and say, of course he has upside. The laser's been absolutely firing, right? Laser. Freaking now I got to do that because stupid Jason. But yeah, I would play Baker. I think it's a safer thing, and then Joe. I don't mind. Okay, so that's it. That's really tough. Is that it?
That's it. Let's get to the people.
Thank goodness.
Stardom, set 'em.
All right, here. Reminder, thefantasyfootballers.com. The rankings are all there, and the questions are coming in hot and heavy. So let's see here. We got – these are not easy questions. We'll start here with Mario. Says half PPR, Rashad White or Tony Pollard. In that situation, I would go with Tony Pollard. Just barely. Let's see. Justin says Bo Nix or Josh Allen. I get this must be weather related, but I'm gonna put Josh Allen in there. I'm not gonna be overly concerned about that. Ricky says Chase Brown or Brian Robinson in a 1-point PPR. That's Chase Brown, easy for me. Don't worry about Brian Robinson being back. That's Chase Brown, especially with the full point PPR. Clay wants to know Brian Thomas or Juwan Jennings in a PPR. Okay. With Brock being back, I'm going to stick with Juwan Jennings there. Juwan doesn't feel like the great play that he has been, I should say, and will probably be the rest of the season. But I'm going to stick with him in that situation. Next question coming in from, let's see, Jared. Johnston or Cooper. I assume this is a huge or Amari Cooper question. And if that's the case, I'd play Quentin Johnston. Going back to a player who just gave you a 0 on a Monday night is very, very emotionally difficult. I totally understand that. I played him. I got a 0 from him. But I would go right back to him, honestly. It was weird. It was weird. And just hope he doesn't drop his first pass. If he drops his first pass, just turn the game off, go for a walk, clear your head, and say, I'm not even going to worry about Quentin Johnston and the pain that he's about to bring to me. But process-wise, I would still stick with him. Matthew says Justin Herbert or Baker Mayfield. I'd still go with Baker in that one. Herbert should be in a great spot here. Let's see if the Falcons can put some points up. Coming up against the clock here. So let me find a good one. Bo Nix or Stroud from Gabe. I would play Stroud. I'm going to trust in that matchup against Jacksonville. And then last question here. Brooke says Jaden Daniels or Baker Mayfield. I get it, man. I get that that's a question there, but I would stick with Jaden Daniels. The rushing yards, very optimistic this past week. Maybe those ribs are back, getting back to the healthier place that we need them to be. And Cliff Kingsbury, which the rumor mill just came through. We're very early. Rumor mill already heating up for Cliff Kingsbury to the Chicago Bears. Chicago, don't do it. Oh, man. If Cliff gets the Chicago job, whoo, brother. That'll be some fun off-season drama. But anyway, I brought that up because, Cliff, get your offense together. Jaden's healthy. Let's get it going. TheFantasyFootballers.com. That's going to do it, everyone. Best of luck to you this weekend. I'm rooting for all of you. Remember to keep it beautiful. Mwah! Goodbye.